Hi, welcome to the comics panel. Today we're going to talk about what we're currently reading. What I'm currently reading still is Swamp Thing, done by the great Len Wein and Kelly Jones. It's going to be 6 issues. We're halfway through. It's excellent. It's everything I always wanted, except for maybe Bernie Wrightson doing the art, but Kelly Jones is just fine.
Just as good.
But it's really good.
What's
really
happening?
good.
Who's the villain?
Right now it's just a zombie, but I think they're going to work back to the first issue was more or less a standalone story. I think they're going to work back towards Arcane, which is one of DC's big villains that they've woven into the regular DC universe, but he started out in Swamp Thing back in the 70s.
How about Constantine? Is he in this at all?
No, I don't believe so.
See, I haven't read it, so I was just wondering.
No, I think it's kind of a Swamp Thing thing.
Just all alone.
Yeah. I'm reading that, and I'm reading Haunted Love from Yo Books. It's going to be 3 issues, which is basically still reprints of the 1950s horror stuff. A little bit mixed with a little bit of like love affair type of stuff, but it's all haunted stuff. It's got the creep factor going on, which is really good. Craig Yo is doing those along with Haunted Horror and Weird Love, and they come out bi-monthly. So that's what I'm currently reading.
Interesting. How about you?
I'm currently reading Deathstroke. It's a book that I didn't really think I would like because I kind of came in the middle of it, so now I'm collecting back, going front, but currently from what I read now, he is going through the Suicide Squad in hopes of finding his son. And Harley Quinn makes a lot of appearances in that. And the other book I'm currently reading, I just picked it up, but did not get a chance to read it yet, is Snowfall by Image Comics. Weather is a Weapon, and that looks pretty interesting. And the Marvel Masterpiece of Champions that just came out. And
Okay.
it's a reprint of that. So all great stuff.
Going back to Deathstroke, is he going after his son Jericho?
Yes.
Okay, so they brought him back to life, I take it. So where's Jericho? Is he kidnapped or what's happening?
Right now, where I'm at in the story, he's looking for him. He's on the run with his sister, and is it Maggot or some? There's a villain that just got a hold of him. That's where I'm at. I'm kind of like in the middle, and I went back.
You jumped in the middle of the storyline.
So I'm reading all the issues to get caught up to where I'm
So
at
is he
now.
a hero here, or is he the anti-hero type of?
I'd say he's more hero in this one.
Okay, so he's not a mercenary for hire.
He still is, but a guy screwed him, so now he's out for blood. So he
Okay.
still is that mercenary for hire, but he's just doing his own thing to find his family. In fact, I just got done reading issue 5 in my way of catching up, where he fights Batman. It's such a great fight scene in that book where he goes after his son, and he reunites with his sister in the end of that book. So I know that there's a female Terminator. Or
Right,
Deathstroke the Terminator.
She
Yeah,
was already like in the Teen Titans and stuff. Did you ever read that?
Yeah. And
How she decided to be like that and stabs her own eye out.
I didn't read that issue, but I heard about. But
Sorry,
yeah,
spoiler.
that's okay. But they're bringing her into it. So now I just know he's going through the Suicide Squad. So by next month's episode, I'll have them all caught up.
Cool. Well, I'm reading the classics that I've always told you about. Walking Dead. Love it, love it, love it. Can't get enough of it. The last episode that I talked about had Negan getting out of jail, because that's how they sold it on the cover. Rick sitting in a chair and Negan has his hand on his shoulder. You're like, well,
Buddies now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're buddies. There's no prison bars. But then after you read that book, here he just went for him for advice how to keep the people together. Kind of like give them what they want, because they want blood, and Rick doesn't want blood. He doesn't want war. But Negan's saying you got to have this because you got to protect your territories. The last issue that just came out most recently, the ending issue, spoiler alert, turn us off, 9 viewers, there's radio contact. They put a radio together and they make contact with somebody else. We don't know who they're talking to, but they're talking to somebody. So now we're going to see another group of people who are tech savvy, and they're going to build up a relationship. So now you don't have to go across distance to talk to people. You can strategize from 2 bases, which is going to be real interesting to see how this happens and if the people on the other end are good or bad. So that's going to be an interesting twist. So if you're not reading it, pick it up. It should be it should be a good read.
I have a dead question. Did you show the kid that got shot in the eye?
Mhm.
I don't
Carl?
Carl. Yeah, I'm surprised he still lived because they're going to shot right in the eye. But anyways,
In the comics,
the-
it doesn't shoot him in the eye. It kind of just like it doesn't hit any brains. It kind of ricochets and goes
can you
out.
still see?
No, not from the
Alright.
eye.
Well, anyways,
He's got a big hole in his head.
Kind of, yeah.
I think it was on Newsrama, and I'm surprised they didn't give you more in depth to the story, but they were talking about Carl getting his eyes shot out, and whether The Walking Dead is going to put this stuff into future shows, like what happened, because they said in the comic books he wakes up and he doesn't know where he's at, and he asks for his mom. Do you remember that story when Carl
In the
wakes
comics,
up? Yes.
Wakes up when? After he got shot in
Yeah.
the eye the first time?
And it talks about the issues that he was going through.
Well, in the comics, the mother is dead too.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they
and
said
the
he wakes
sister's
up
dead.
and he's thinking, he
Well,
asked for his
just-
mother. He's
well, sure,
confused.
well, when you're
But I didn't know if
confused,
you read
do
it. I didn't know if you want to fill in the fans.
I can't remember that specific, but I mean, if he's asking for his mom, it could be just like you wake up your day.
Well, that was the panel they
or
showed.
go like this.
They
I
said-
should say, not like this. Carl goes like that now.
They said for
You'll
the
shoot your
people-
eye out, kid.
They said for
Hey, it wasn't his fault.
the Red Ryder BB gun.
It wasn't his fault.
No, they just said in the article that, he wakes up and they showed the panel where he asked for his mom, and they said that are they going to show everything that happened to him later on in the show? It made me interested in what the comic book
What the
portrayed.
comic is doing,
And I
yeah.
thought the guy would have went into it a lot more instead of just this one paragraph article.
Well, Carl has been without an eye for quite some time now. In the most recent issue, he finally gets some. And to be a little bit morbid here, at one point the girl licks his eye just to show how much she loves him. I'm like, man, couldn't you just buy him flowers or candy? Oh, it was gross. I was like, okay. Thank God she was only black and white because it was gnarly. But yeah, I mean, again, if they didn't fill in the blank, it's still, if you ask me, it's just he's waking up and he's dazed and confused.
Yep.
That's it. I mean, the mother's been dead for quite a while. His sister's been gone.
For so long. it's
Because
not
even in
true.
the TV series, that baby never cries. I'm like, come on, give me
Yeah.
a break.
I mean, he just made it sound like they went in this whole rehabilitation and all the different issues, and they
They
said
don't
it
have
was
the
kind of
time to
morbid
do
and
that.
stuff. But I just didn't know that was going to be a future episode, or if you would like to see that as a future episode of what he went through, being that you're a fan of The Walking
Not
Dead.
really. No. In fact, I was mad when they went on the history after like Glenn supposedly died. Everybody was like in horror. What happened? And it took them 3 weeks before they told you what really happened. And in the meantime, the one story was, I can't think of the character's name. He was in the very first episode, and he made a small appearance in like episode 3, and then he made an appearance at the camp, and all of a sudden he's great with the bow staff. And people were like, well, how did he get so good with the bow staff? And I'm like, I don't care about that history. I really don't want that history. I mean, think about it. Should we, in every, in the comics, you can play a little bit into that because you have to have filler. But in the movies, do you want to hear every little thing that happened to Michonne, to Rick, to Glenn? No. You're in the present. We want to see how they handle stress in an apocalyptic type situation. Do I want to hear how Carl first got his short and curlies? No, I don't. Just move on. He gets shot. Now we go on. And if those people want to, well, then tell them to write a story of their own, whatever those stories are written by the fan bases, But no.
They can be on Talking Dead.
Or create their own show like we do and have their own discussion. But that's the one book I read. My other book that I have now that I'm liking, kinda, until I read the end, was the War, the Robin's War.
Oh, Robin War. Yeah.
Robin War. And it's again talking about the continuity of what's going on in the comics. Because right now everybody knows who Dick Grayson is. He no longer has a secret
Yeah.
identity.
Secret's out.
Yep. And if they want to get female readership out there, all they have to show is the latest Grayson issue. They put so much eye candy for females in this. Grayson's walking around in a man hammock and all this other stuff. But in the series,
Nightwing,
what?
Nightwing, as we never saw.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, you could draw more if you want. But anyway, if that's how when I opened that splash page, I was like, "Whoa!" I almost fell off the toilet. So when I read it, I was like, "This is for women. If this is a way to draw them in, this splash page alone." But he's a spy now, and then in this mini, well, I don't want to say mini series because it covered like 4 titles. Didn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lot. And at the end, Damien became an owl. And he did that to save the Robins as well. And then their whole play was not really for Damien. They wanted Dick, they call him Gray Sun.
Yeah.
And at the end, spoiler alert, they get Dick to be part of the Owl group now. And the funny thing is,
Which is what they wanted in the beginning. He was originally
was the
pegged
play.
before he became Robin and before he joined Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
He was pegged to be one of the Owls.
And there's the Owls, not just of Gotham. You find out they are an organization not only
don't-
old,
Has to be
but they're
worldwide.
everywhere.
I don't like the Owls.
I like the Owls. That storyline to get with the Batman series that Snyder did,
And they whooped up on Batman in that too.
that
I'm
was
surprised.
great. I mean, you need great villains.
It was
and
pretty
great-
good. I don't know if it was great.
Oh,
But
I thought
It was a
it
good
was
story.
pretty good.
I just don't
liked
like
it.
the
Yeah.
Owls.
I like the idea that this group existed underneath Gotham. Nobody knew about it, not even the Batman.
Not
as
even
great as
Batman.
smart he
That's,
is.
yeah.
So that's cool. You know, you
Well,
gotta.
It's the greatest detective.
Yeah, world's greatest detective. And
But-
he didn't know this
but
was
the
going
greatest
on.
detective
That's
can
why I
be
didn't like the
foiled.
way that they just dropped it in there, and all of a sudden it's continuity.
But see,
So-
that's why you have to have things like somebody stronger than Superman once in a while. Because if Superman bests everybody the first attempt, that's boring. If everybody,
good writing.
but
It's
that's
good
but
writing.
that is good writing. That is good writing. Having the Owls be out there and then Batman, you know,
It just affected continuity. It was a good story. I
was
liked
great.
it.
I mean, it sold tons and made
Yeah.
the
Dick shouldn't be an owl. He's
I don't.
Batman.
But he's,
part of the
but he
Batman
could
family.
be playing a double agent. You know, I mean, who knows?
He's probably
I-
working
I-
for the Bat.
I know he had daddy issues in that one book there. What was it?
Well, they all
Death
do.
in the Family and stuff.
Yeah.
But Damien, I could care less. Did you say he became an owl?
Yeah, now
originally.
he's now. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see.
he was the
Damien.
original.
the Talon, I should say.
They wanted
Oh,
him.
the Talon was pretty cool.
A Talon.
Oh. But remember the Talon series? they
Oh, that
had?
was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
And it's not even being made anymore, is it?
No.
No. See, another one of DC's. Throw it up there, see who salutes.
It could have
Oh, wow.
ran. They could have ran it a lot longer. Give it a chance, develop it a little bit more. It had potential.
Well, those
Yeah,
are
good
the
artwork.
yeah, good stuff. Those are the issues I'm reading. If you have something, let us know. And if you get tired of the same old story, turn some comic book pages and leave comments in the box below.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Or
Like
Twitter.
us on Facebook.
Thank you.